Yes, people, big up to every single one of you. Southampton 0, Newcastle 1, Carabao Cup Semi-Final first leg. What a win for Newcastle. What a second half. What a game. Big up to everyone. Make sure you smash the like. New to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. And I will be sharing my screen shortly. And then we're going to go through, review the game, analyze all the key moments, and please let me know what was your thoughts about the game. And Newcastle taking a massive lead into the second leg. And I've got in here in a live chat already, my man Dalival. Big up to you, my man. Hope you're doing well. What a win for Newcastle. What a game. What a second half. We had everything. We had goal disallowed. We had red cards. We just had everything. Both teams had a good chances. But yeah, big up to every single one of you. And yeah, up Newcastle, I can never remember seeing Newcastle playing, you know, in a final. I can't remember seeing Newcastle winning a trophy, not in my lifetime. I think last time they actually won a match trophy was, not sure if that was in 69. Southampton like 64, 66, sorry, 74, 76. I'm not sure. I mean, I think Newcastle, I did actually say that Newcastle was going to go through, but my man says, I wish I could be on, but cannot because I have school. No worries, my man, it's all good, don't worry. You have to give, your school priority. And but I really appreciate the support. People, make sure you keep smashing the likes as well, please. Vamos, 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 as always, vamos. Yeah, but what to win, what to win. I will be sharing the screen probably in a second right now. Let me see. Let's go through all the details as well. Let me just put a screen up. Yeah, but what a win. What a game. What a game. What a game. Both this game could have gone, even way, second half, both had good chances. Newcastle was always the better team, but, let's just quickly share the screen, my people. Keep smashing the likes, please, please. Let's share the screen quickly, and big up to all the Newcastle fans. What achievement. I mean, I still got the second leg, but I do believe Newcastle is in the final already. I do strongly believe. Like I said, I can't remember seeing Newcastle in a final. I can't remember Newcastle, not in my lifetime, that's for sure. They haven't won a trophy. But yes. Right, let me just quickly go in here like this. Yeah, it should be good now. You guys be able to see right now. Yeah, and please let me know your thoughts in a live chat. Did Newcastle deserve to win? Who was the best team today? What was the key moments? Let's review the game. Let me probably just take this up. Like, go like this is better. And yeah, like I said, first half, yeah, Newcastle was always the better team tonight, right? The team that created the most chances. Even if you look in here, the stats, Southampton had the most shots on target, but overall Newcastle had the most shots and controlled the game, as you can see as well. You know, the possession, Newcastle in the game with 57 against 44. But yeah, Newcastle was the better team, but wasn't that Newcastle that dominate, create so many chances? Tactic, Southampton was really good in the first half. Southampton was really, really good. Tactic, defend so well. They had a goal disallowed in the first half. Newcastle, due to a handball. Was that a handball? Yes, I think that was a handball. But when I first saw when the ref disallowed, I thought that was because Callum Wilson, tackle. He made a fall on Southampton defender, but it wasn't. It was Jolinton handball. Jolinton, who had a very good chance in the first half and also in the second half, he had like an open goal. What the chance he missed. But yes, first half was tactic was really good, both teams. But like I said, Newcastle was always on top, controlling more the game and having the better chances. I think Southampton in the first half, if I still remember, only had what I think was only always a half chance. That was a shot from outside the box from that new signing Alvarez, the Argentinian. Good player, by the way. And going into the second half, start of the second half, a better Southampton, definitely. Southampton was so much better in the second half that there was in the first half. And I've got in here, my man, Football Jerry says, hello, my man. Big up to you. Hope you're doing well. And keep smashing the likes, please, people. And let me know in the live chat, what was your thoughts about Newcastle win today? That was a massive step. Newcastle definitely on the way to Carabao Cup final. And I've said this already. I never saw Newcastle reaching a final. Never saw Newcastle winning a trophy. Not in my lifetime. I think Newcastle last time they won a trophy was in '69, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, the same with Southampton. I think Southampton hasn't won a trophy. I think they had in that history, I think they only won one trophy, and that was the FA Cup, if I'm not wrong. And that was back in 74, 76, something like that. And let me just go through in the live chat. Newcastle like goals, in my opinion, but if they put ASM and Isaac in a team, there is goals. They look really sharp and good. The thing is, right, as I was going to go into second half, like Isaac, the changes in the second half made a difference, especially when Isaac come on. And the French wing as well, Maximilian, what a player. This guy has so much skill, definitely one of the best 1-to-1, and he clearly made a massive impact. And Isaac as well. Isaac is a good player. Isaac's still young. Shame he's been having a few injuries. But yeah, I will be going into the second half. Let me see Franklin Camp. Long time no see. Big up to you, my man. Long time no see. I only had a day off yesterday. Unfortunately, yesterday, my man, I could not do any live stream because I was working. I was working till late last night, so I could not do it. This is why I said I'm not going to do a Tottenham game. Tottenham's going to win. Every time I don't do a Tottenham game, Tottenham always win. But good to see you again, my man. And Football Jedin says Isla has a lot of punch. Yeah, he's a really good player. I remember watching him at Real Sociedad. And when he signed for Newcastle, Ashley made a video, and I said like he's good. He's definitely a good player to have, especially like Callum Wilson. He was poor today, by the way, Callum Wilson. But a player like Callum Wilson always seems to get injured. But then Isaac always seems to get injured as well. But if he gets his fitness back, I'm telling you that Isaac is definitely a player to watch, and I think he will do well at Newcastle. And yeah, 100%, my man. Absolutely agree. But yeah, going into the second half, like I said, a better Southampton, that's for sure. Southampton could have gone 1-0 up faster than Newcastle. Southampton had a few good chances, and then, Newcastle went a few chances again. That Jolinton miss, open goal, I could not believe how did Jolinton miss that. Oh my God. But yeah, a good chance for Newcastle to go 1-0 up as well. And then, both teams, they both was trying. I thought second half was very, very excited because, the attitude, the fight both teams was playing in the second half was good. I actually enjoyed watching the second half, definitely better than the first half. And Dalival says Southampton made it tough for Newcastle, 100%, my man. That were defensively frustration to play against in a big game because they do make it tough, but they need to finish their chances. Otherwise, you get punished. Very true. I agree. And I thought in our second half, Southampton had a few chances. They did not manage to get a goal. And they did score one, but that was, due to a handball. Silly one. Yes, is a handball, but in my opinion, it's just hard. The VAR disallowed, and is what it is. But yeah, Southampton in our first half, like I've mentioned already, tactics Southampton was really good, really good. I was impressed with them from what Southampton has been this season. Very, very poor this season, but lately Southampton has been picked up a lot. Let's not forget they beat Manchester City in a Carabao Cup. They beat City 2-0 at home. City did not had one shot on target against Southampton. So yeah, I mean the tactic defensively I thought Southampton was good today. And frankly, Cam says, was watching Lazio Milan today, but Southampton struggled scoring. Now they advanced next leg. Yeah, I was going to do Lazio Milan, but because tomorrow is Nottingham Forest, Manchester United, I will not be able to do it because I will be doing the Barcelona for Copa del Rey against Real Sociedad. And then I will be doing this weekend, Sunday night, I will be doing Napoli against Roma. So yeah, this week I will be doing a Serie A game. So I thought, because it's a Carabao Cup today, semi-final first leg, and there's another Carabao Cup semi-final tomorrow between Nottingham Forest and Manchester United. So I thought I'd do today. I actually watched a little bit of Lazio. I knew Lazio would be Milan anyway. The Milan, I've said this a few times, Milan squad is definitely not good to win two Serie A's in a row. And yeah, I think Milan is going to struggle to finish top three. And they may get now because Juve, of course, Juve with money 15 points. But yes, Southampton today, yeah, Southampton will always struggle to score goals because Southampton hasn't got the power up front. This is why they may struggle and they may go down. I still believe they go down, but who knows? Southampton, you never know with Southampton. And Dalival says, do you think Southampton goal should have stand? I think it should have, but that is the rules by VAR are so inconstant. It's true, like I said, for me, look, by the rules, yeah, because the ball went on his hands. But come on, the player could not do anything. He could not help. The ball went on his hand. What can he do? Should he have cut his his arm? No, his arm wasn't there. His hand wasn't there. There was no way he could have stopped that. And for me, that shouldn't be disallowed. But by the rules, yes. And I thought VAR did well. Was the same with Newcastle in the first half. That Jolinton first goal, I thought, first was a free kick from Callum Wilson, but he's not. Was Jolinton handball was very, very similar to Southampton handball that was disallowed. But yeah, it's typical, VAR is just a joke. I think that yes, sometimes it's good, but I personally think football should be back like it was before without VAR. Yes, there's going to be mistakes for sure, but we still have mistakes now, right? Even with the VAR, there's still a lot of mistakes. There's still decisions that we, as a football fan, we do not get. But look, it is what it is, my man. But like I say, going into the second half, much better second half, and then Newcastle went 1-0 up. What a play from Isaac. The changes that Newcastle made clearly changed the game because Newcastle could not find a way to break Southampton, and the pace of Isaac and Maximilian definitely changed the game. And Newcastle won 1-0 up. Then Southampton as well had a very, very good chance. Nick Pope again. I thought he made like 2 or 3 very good saves today. Nick Pope, what a goalkeeper! But straight, I think that was like 2-3 minutes straight after Newcastle goal. Southampton had a very, very good chance. And yeah, I can't remember what play it was, 1-on-1 to Nick Pope, and what a chance that Southampton missed, and what a save from Nick Pope. Nick Pope, for me, is one of the best goalkeepers in English football right now. There's not that about that. And you can see Newcastle, how many goals has Newcastle conceded this season? I mean, Newcastle defense is definitely one of the best around Europe. I mean, their backline four is just solid. And once again, they look solid today. Yeah, at times a few spaces that create Southampton a few chances. But yes, Newcastle defense looks solid, solid, solid. And I've got my men in here. Big up to you. 313. Keep smashing the likes, please, people. And Dalival says, cheers, Adam, missed that chance versus Pope. Yeah, it was Adam then. Yeah, I wasn't sure who it was, but it was Adam. Yeah, what a chance, but what a save. Nick Pope is just a top goalkeeper. I mean, I do believe that Nick Pope should be England number one, but that's just me. That's my opinion. I said this in a World Cup as well. I said Nick Pope for me should have been England number one because he's strong, he's tall, he's a very, very good, shot stopper as well. He's a good keeper. He's been doing well. He did well at Berlin before as well. And for me, he's definitely should be, England number one. Dalival says, good night, Jose. Have a good night. Yeah, good night to you, my brother. Really appreciate the support. And yeah, people keep smashing the likes on this video, please. Really appreciate the support. And yeah, let's finish off. Like I said, straight after Newcastle goal, Southampton had a very, very good chance. And then, Southampton was trying. Like I said, it was a very exciting second half. And then, you know, Southampton score, but there's allowed, as we went through already, is where it is. By the rules, yeah, that is clearly disallowed goal because before the Southampton player score with his knee, the ball went to his hand. Even so, he could not do anything. But yeah, then after that, you still had Newcastle a few chances. Then Southampton was still trying. It was good, excited second half until the end. And Southampton had a player sent off just before the 90th minute. I can't remember, that was like 85, 80, I think it was something like that, 85, 86 minute. That was Caleta. Silly, Maximilian 1-1, and the Croatia defender took him out. That was a free kick for Newcastle, and he got sent off. After that, even when Newcastle went 1-0 up, I didn't think Southampton was going to come back, but they react good. They react because they had a few chances. But this Newcastle is just so solid. The way they defend, absolutely fantastic. And once again tonight, but what a win for Newcastle. And I strongly believe that Newcastle will do Southampton in the second leg. I think Newcastle will definitely go through because I cannot see this Southampton. It's just not enough power at the minute on this Southampton team. When you look at this Southampton team, they really struggle at the beginning of the season in the Premier League. And yeah, lately they've been better. They've been signing a few players, but they just haven't got top goal scorer. This is the main problem as well. They haven't got like power up front. They haven't got that top goal scorer that will guarantee them, at least 15 to 20 goals a season. So yeah, Southampton will definitely struggle. I believe they will go down, but who knows? S- Frankly, Cam says Southampton defend well against attacking teams. Would be sad to see them going down. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't like to see Southampton going down. I've mentioned a few times I live close to Southampton, so and it's a club that it's hard to hate Southampton. Southampton is that kind of club that you cannot hate. You might not like it, but I don't think you dislike it. And yeah, I would like to see them up, but who knows? Do you think is when you? Oh, sorry. The thing is with Southampton is that Southampton, come on, in the last few years, how many times they've been like this, going through a bad run through the season, and then they got through a very good run and always managed to stay up. And this is a season where it's so hard to predict. It's very, very hard to predict who's going to go down, who's going to stay up. I mean, I predict before the beginning, before the beginning of the season, I predict Southampton to go down. I predict Bournemouth to go down and Everton to go down. At the minute, looks like, but it's just so hard, I mean, honestly, so hard. But yeah, that was basically it. A very exciting game for sure, especially in the second half. And yeah, Newcastle was the better team, but it wasn't that Newcastle dominate. Newcastle should have scored more. Now, for 1-0 was a fair result, even if the game ended up finished a draw, probably would be a fair result as well. Because I thought both teams did enough, but Newcastle was always on top. Since the start of the game, and yeah, massive win for Newcastle. Will Newcastle win the Carabao Cup? Who knows? Newcastle will be facing between Nottingham Forest and Manchester United. Yes, we still got the second leg between Newcastle and Southampton, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. I don't think Southampton will beat Newcastle. And frankly, Cam says they got a lot of City youngsters, but yeah, look like they're going since they struggle with goals. Yeah, that's the problem with Southampton not having a top goal scorer, and clearly you can see like you said yourself as well. You said that they seems to defend well. Like today, they actually defend well today, but then they just haven't got enough power up front. If Southampton would have gone 1-0 up today, I strongly believe Southampton would probably have won the game. And because there was good tactic defense as well, there was good, but they just haven't got enough power up front. And because of that, they will. I think they will struggle to stay up. And big up to every single one that is watching. Six people, keep smashing the likes on this video. People really appreciate the support. Please just keep smashing the likes. And yeah, basically that's it. I review the game. If you have anything to say, please let me know what was your thoughts about the game in a live chat. And also, I'm gonna be picking my man of the match, and I am gonna share my screen and looking for Newcastle next few games as well. As we know, this is only Carabao Cup, but we can look into the next games as Newcastle having a really good season. Southampton not so good this season. Too many upsets, too many ups and downs. But who knows if Southampton will stay up? And yeah, what achievement for Newcastle! Wow, wow, wow! Like I said, I in my lifetime I cannot remember seeing Newcastle reach a final. I cannot remember Newcastle winning a trophy. So yeah, it will be interesting to see after so many years. And I think Newcastle last won a trophy was what in back in his 60s, I think 69 or something like that. With the same like Southampton has only got one trophy in their history. I think they won the Efl Cup in 74, something like that. I'm not actually quite sure. I was actually reading that through today, but I completely forgot. And let's go through in a live chat. Everyone is watching. I will be sharing the Newcastle next few games and Southampton as well. Just keep smashing the likes. But I want to give my man of the match today. Is a tough one to call. Definitely, like Jolinton was the scorer for Newcastle, but then he missed a few chances. It wasn't the best game from Jolinton today. He missed a few. His last touch today was a bit poor. Giving the ball away too many times, and it's actually hard to give a man of the match. Maybe who knows? Between Trippier was good. Trippier, I always say Trippier is a quality right back. And let me just quickly share my screen with the lineup, yeah, so we can go through better like this. As you can see in here, the lineup. Let me go through in a live chat. My man says, I really want Newcastle to be united in the final. I think it will be a critical point for Newcastle as they seem to be among the top teams soon. Yeah, I mean Newcastle's going to be up there. Newcastle will become top six team in England. That's for sure. They got the money. They rebuild and they're building the squad at the minute. They have started rebuilding since last winter, where they managed to stay up, and they're having a crazy season. They're in the top four already, and I do strongly believe that Newcastle, with time, yeah, it will take them time, but they got the money. That's the thing, they got the money, so I cannot see Newcastle dropping. I believe that Newcastle would just only get better, and as you can see in here, Newcastle lineup. Let me just go through my message. Frankly, I am United hater, so I'd be happy. Yeah, I know because you support Manchester City. Big up to you, my man. And yeah, I would like to see. I think even so, we still got the second leg to play. I think Newcastle will beat Southampton easily. It's 1-0 as well. I cannot see this Southampton squad. I cannot see going away to Newcastle. Always a tough place to go and beat Newcastle 2-0. Come on. Or 3-1 or whatever. Take the game to extra time. I don't know. I just cannot see. And yeah, I think the final most likely will be between Newcastle and Man United. But who knows? Nottingham Forest may upset them. It would be nice to see Nottingham Forest upset Man United. But yeah, if the final is what we probably like expect to be between Newcastle against Manchester United, of course I would love to see Newcastle win big time, big time. I would love to see finally a club like Newcastle with a massive supporters. I think Newcastle supporters definitely deserve the club to win a trophy. They definitely deserve. They're so massive supporters. You could hear today, as I was watching the game, you could hear, everyone singing. It's just unbelievable. The Jordan people, are absolutely unbelievable. Great fans Newcastle have. And yeah, as you can see in our lineup today, Bruno Guimaraes typical is usually a good game from Bruno. Jolinton not so good. I know he's got a goal, but he missed a shitter today, an open goal. And as I said, few of his last touches was a bit poor today. Almiron, he had his moments, but you know, the same today with Almiron. Almiron last touch was poor today. He always makes good runs with the ball and without the ball, but his last decision today was very poor. Callum Wilson basically did not see Callum Wilson today. Very poor. And my man Frankly Cam says I favour them Newcastle against United. I can see them being out tactic. I think, yeah, if the final is what we expect between Newcastle and Man United, I strongly believe Newcastle can do Man United. Why not? I think Newcastle has a team, has the managers as well. Eddie's doing an absolutely incredible job. And like you've mentioned already, I do strongly believe Newcastle will become, one of the best teams in English football in the next few years. And who knows, maybe challenge for the Premier League. They're up there already, and only has been about 1 year since the new owners took it over. Yes, they got the money, that really helps. And going through with the lineup, Wheelock today as well was poor, very poor. But Newcastle backline four is what is saving them, right? Another clean sheet again, another good performance from Nick Pope. What's a goalkeeper? I've said already on this live stream, and I've said many times, I think Nick Pope should be England number one goalkeeper. I think he's definitely the best English goalkeeper. And Trippier was good today. He got booked, but it was good. Trippier is a quality right back. Shat wasn't too bad. Botman was really good as well today. And Danny Burns, who's been playing as a left back, is a centre back, but he's been playing as a left back. He did actually well today as well. But like I said, Southampton hasn't got enough power up front really to threat, this Newcastle defence. As this Newcastle defence tactic is really good, well organised, and they look very solid. Not only just this season, but since Eddie took the job, and since they signed a few players in the last winter transfer. Back 1 year ago, they definitely looked good. And but yeah, my man of the match today is a hard cool. I don't know. I just for me, my man of the match today has to be between Nick Pope or like Trippier was good. Botman was good as well, but it has to be between Trippier for me or Nick Pope. I thought Trippier, what a captain! I absolutely love Trippier. I remember watching him for Atletico Madrid. You guys know, as a Barca fan, I've watched this kid playing, many times in La Liga. And yes, I always like. A lot of people doesn't seem to like, you know, Trippier, but I think Trippier is definitely a quality right back, because for me, for you to be a quality top right back, you need to know how to defend. And Trippier knows how to defend, and also he knows how to attack. He's good at free kicks, good at corners, crossing the ball, good passing as well. So yeah, Trippier for me is a quality right back. A lot of people may not agree with me, but look, we just have to respect everyone's opinion. But yeah, I thought he had a decent game today. As usually, Newcastle defence, but it has to be between Nick Pope or Trippier, because Nick Pope made two very good saves, especially when Newcastle was 1-0, and that save he made, Adams, that was 1-on-1, Southampton play against Pope. What a save. Yeah, the Southampton players should probably have done it better, But yeah, still an amazing save. But I am going to give my man of the match to Trippier. That is my man of the match today. I thought he was brilliant today. As usually, you barely see Trippier having a bad game. And yes, he is my man of the match today. I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, Kieran Trippier is my man of the match today. I thought he was very solid, and yeah, it was hard to pick a man of the match today because we didn't really see a player standing out today, like having an amazing performance, and like for you to go, yeah, it should be a man of the match. But I thought Trippier was very solid today, and he deserved. It had to be between Pope or Trippier, but I'm giving to Trippier. Big up to every single one of you. Let's just quickly go through. I give another 10 minutes on this live stream. Let's just go through Newcastle next few games and also Southampton next few games. Let's see. I know this is only Carabao Cup, but we can look into it the next few games as you saw. Let me just quickly go like this. So yeah, Newcastle will be playing second leg straight away. That's the next game, just because this weekend is the FA Cup, right? So Newcastle got knocked out in the FA Cup by Sheffield Wednesday. So Newcastle will have a rest as well this weekend. And Southampton actually has a game this weekend. They will be playing in the FA Cup. So yeah, another reason why, I think Newcastle will easily beat them in the second leg and, of course, reach the final. And then after that, after the second leg semi-final of the Carabao Cup, Newcastle has. Let me just quickly take the man of the match in here. As I went through, I've gave my man of the match. If you haven't listened to me, I gave to Kieran Trippier was my man of the match today. So yeah, back to the Premier League game. Newcastle will be playing against West Ham because I'm sure Newcastle will want to still finish top four. So Newcastle will be facing West Ham, then away to Bournemouth. I can see Newcastle beating West Ham, yes. I can see Newcastle beating Bournemouth, yes. Newcastle Liverpool, that's a massive game. It all depends how Liverpool's going to turn up. Liverpool's been shocking this season. And then Newcastle Brighton, yeah, tough game. Always, every game in the Premier League is tough, especially from now until the end of the season. Every game is going to be tough. And Newcastle will be facing Brighton. Tough game, but I do believe Newcastle will be Brighton. And then away to Manchester City. Big games ahead for Newcastle, that's for sure. Massive games. And I still believe Newcastle will probably, just get a top four. Let's see. We got Tottenham, who you never know with Tottenham. I still think Tottenham will not finish top four, but who knows? Can Liverpool come back? It's gonna be too far for Liverpool now into that top four, but who knows? Let's just quickly share the screen and let's just quickly see Southampton games as well. Southampton's been poor this season. Most likely they're out or Carabao Cup, and like I just mentioned, Southampton will be playing the fourth round FA Cup against Blackpool. That is on Saturday, and then the second leg against Newcastle. I cannot see them getting anything from there, but who knows? It's football, my people. Anything can happen. Then they're away to Brentford, tough game. But do you know what? Southampton from now, every game is going to be like a final for them, right? I strongly believe that Southampton will be playing every game like a final because they know they need to start picking up some points. And away to Brentford, who was a tough place to go. You know, Southampton at home against Wolves. Wolves also struggle as well. Wolves are, in the bottom table together with Southampton as well. It's just crazy that bottom four, bottom five is just mental at the minute. And then they go Chelsea away. So yeah, tough games for Southampton. Very, very tough games. And it's just so hard with Newcastle. And my man in here says, what is your thoughts on the Jolinton handball? I mean, my man, I don't know if you heard me or if you just come along. The same with Southampton handball. For me, yeah, it looked like it was a handball. The ball went on touch on their hand, but for me, it shouldn't be disallowed. Jolinton goal shouldn't be disallowed, and also Southampton goal shouldn't be disallowed. But by the rules, unfortunately, that's the new rules, and VAR did well to disallow it. But Jolinton one wasn't as clear as Southampton one, because when you actually saw the replay, you could tell you couldn't really see if the ball, because the camera, the angle I saw when it was showing the highlights, you could tell, through the back of Jolinton, you could really see the ball might have touched Jolinton, I don't know, stomach, belly, wherever you want to call, and then it might have slightly touched Jolinton hand. But with Southampton won in the second half, I can't remember what player was it. Let me just quickly double check. Was that I can't remember that handball. I can't remember who player was. I think he came on in the second half as well, or in the first half. No, just before the end of sorry, just before the end of first half, that Southampton player got injured. Genepo got injured. Yeah, Armstrong come on. I think that was Armstrong. That handball, Alan Armstrong. Yes, the ball, deflect on him as well. Let me see. Poor angle on Jolinton. No way you can tell from the angle. Exactly. That's what I'm saying to you, my man. It was a hard one. Southampton one. Adam Armstrong. You clearly could tell that was a handball. The ball went on his hand just before, he basically scored with his knee. But Jolinton one was very, very hard, as the angle that you just mentioned, and I've mentioned when I saw, through his back, you couldn't really tell. And you know what? When the ref blow for free kick, disallowed the goal, I thought was because Callum Wilson, Callum Wilson tackle. That for me, that was never free kick, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And then they showed the replay, and just before the end of first half as well, they was actually showing again, and they actually said the goal was disallowed due to a handball. It's hard calls, my man. Honestly, with VAR, I've said already, and I said with VAR is so hard, because VAR was meant to make football better, but clearly VAR is not making football better. VAR is only making things worse, right? And yes, VAR sometimes helps. Yeah, it does help with some of the offsides and some of like penalty decision, red cards as well. But I strongly believe that VAR should have been taken off already. I think we should go back to old days without VAR, right? There's still going to be mistakes, yeah, but with VAR, we're still seeing mistakes. So, what is the point us having the VAR when, there's still a lot of mistakes? VAR was meant to make it better, you know? But clearly no. But big up to you, my man, Mr. ICT. I really appreciate the support and your fuzz as well. And let me know who was your man of the match today. I don't know if you heard me. I thought I had to give to Kieran Trippier today. I thought Kieran Trippier was absolutely brilliant today, as it has been, almost every game for Newcastle. Newcastle defense is definitely one of the best defense around Europe, and you clearly can see another clean sheet. How many goals they have conceded this season as well. So yeah, um, Newcastle defense today very solid as usually. Nick Pope England number one? Should he has been England number one? Nick Pope should have been England goalkeeper in a World Cup. For me, yes. I've said this in a World Cup, and I said this again over and over. I think Nick Pope for me is definitely the best English goalkeeper, and he should definitely have been number one. I do not get why he's not number one, but there's Gary Southgate for you, a very poor manager, and yeah. So yeah, like I said, Southampton away to Chelsea is going to be a tough one. I cannot see Southampton survive this season. They've been surviving the last few years, but this season I strongly believe Southampton will go down. So yeah, Southampton, Bournemouth, and Everton. That was my predictions, but who knows? It's hard to predict this season because we having a crazy season. But big up to every single one of you that support and always support the channel. My people really appreciate the support. I will be back tomorrow with another live reaction straight after Barcelona against Real Sociedad. We'll be doing live reaction for that straight after the game. Thursday, I'm not sure what game I do. I might have a break, might have a day off, and then I will be back Friday night because we got City against Arsenal. That's a big game, FA Cup, massive game, and then we'll be back. I will be back as well again Saturday, Barcelona La Liga. You guys know, as a support Barca, I have to always give the priority to Barca games, and also Sunday. I'm not sure. I know it will be doing the later one between Napoli against Roma. That should be an exciting game. Seeing Lazio smashing AC Milan today, clearly this is Napoli here for sure. I do strongly believe more than ever Napoli will win this Scudetto for the first time since '89. But yeah, people, good night to every single one of you. Really appreciate the support. If you could do me a massive favor on your way out, if you could smash the like on this video, and if you're still new to the channel, please subscribe. That means the world to me. God bless you all. Have a good night, and I will see you guys very soon. Thank you.